Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are here with another video of the chapter Microorganisms Friend and Foe. In the last video we have studied how the microorganisms can be useful to us. I told you that the microorganisms can be friendly as well as harmful to us. So in this video we shall study how the microorganisms can be friendly with us. Before starting the video, make sure you like, share and subscribe my channel and also hit the bell button to get the notification at the earliest. Okay, let's start with the video. So the first point here in the friendly microorganism is microorganisms help us in making of curd and bread. Okay, you may have heard how the curd is being prepared with the help of milk. So inside the milk, a bacteria called lactobacillus will be present, which promotes the formation of the curd, okay, which will help the milk to become a curd. Next comes the preparation of bread. You may have noticed that while preparation of bread, we are using a thing called yeast, okay. So the question is, why do we use yeast in preparing things like bread, cakes, pastries, and sometimes it is used in preparing rice idli and also the dosa batter. So why this yeast is used? So what does this yeast do is, as soon as it is added into any dough or batter, it reproduces rapidly and also produces a gas called carbon dioxide. As soon as it produces the carbon dioxide gas, the dough inside will be completely filled with this carbon dioxide gas, and suddenly the volume of the dough will be increasing. So that is why we are using yeast, okay? We are using yeast to increase the volume of our dough. Next, the second point here is commercial use of microorganisms, okay. So in commercial use of microorganisms, even here yeast is used in the production of alcohol, wine, vinegar, etc. So let me give you one example. Suppose you are having a 500 ml of beaker, okay. To that 500 ml of beaker, you are adding 3/4 glass of water. And to that 3/4 glass of water, you add 3 to 4 spoons of sugar as well as 2 spoons of yeast to it. Okay. Then keep it aside for 4 to 5 hours in a warm place. Then after 4 to 5 hours, you may notice there is a fruity smell in that sugar solution. So why we get a fruity smell there? Because the yeast which is added to your sugar solution will make it as alcohol. Make it alcohol. Here the sugar will be converted into alcohol. So this process is nothing but fermentation. See, you can see here fermentation. It is the process of conversion of sugar into alcohol. This is only the commercial use of microorganisms, and this fermentation was discovered by the scientist called Louis Pasteur in the year 1857. Okay, so the scientist named Louis Pasteur has discovered the process of fermentation in the year 1857. Okay, coming to the next point, that is medicinal use. Now you may be thinking, microorganisms can be used in medicines? Yes, you are correct. Microorganisms can be also used as a medicine, because as we fall ill, we rush to a doctor. Okay, as soon as we rush to a doctor, the doctor will be providing us some type of antibiotics. Okay, here some common type of antibiotics are streptomycin, tetracycline and erythromycin. Now the question is, why these antibiotics are being given to us? These antibiotics are nothing but these are the sources of microorganisms. Okay, these antibiotics are only the sources of microorganisms which help us in in stopping the growth of disease causing microorganisms, as well as they act as a medicine to kill those microorganisms. Okay, so there is a common type of antibiotics. So these common type of antibiotics are streptomycin, tetracycline and erythromycin. Okay, so next we know that our Alexander Fleming, a scientist by the name Alexander Fleming, in the year 1929 has invented one more injection that is known as penicillin, which is also useful in curing the diseases which is due to this microorganisms. Okay, one more important thing you have to remember about these antibiotics is, without the prescription of the doctor you shouldn't go to take this antibiotics. Okay, if the doctor has suggested you the course of 2 days or 3 days, then you have to complete the course of this 2 to 3 days, or else it may have some harmful effect to your body too. Okay, if you don't take the prescribed medicine for the certain days, you may also feel that the disease which you are causing, the disease for which you have consulted a doctor, it may repeat you again. Okay, so never ever take antibiotics without the advice of the qualified doctor. Okay, even the wrong doses of this antibiotic may cause a very harmful effect on your body. So do remember this about the antibiotics. Next, here comes the vaccine. Now what is vaccine? You all may be aware of the vaccine which is given to the babies from the as soon as the birth of their babies to the adult age. Okay, there are many vaccines given to the baby. Why this vaccine is given to the baby? Because as soon as the as soon as these microorganisms enter our body, we know that they causes a very harmful effect to our body. So this vaccine, what it does, as soon as the disease carrying microorganisms enter our body, it start producing antibodies by its own. Okay, it start producing the fighting organisms which can which can come up with this disease causing organisms by its own. Okay, the body remembers how to fight the microbes as it enter again. If the microbe is again entered, it knows how to fight with that microbe again. So we need to vaccine every child as it is born, just because to prevent him or her from the disease causing microorganisms. Okay, so the scientist by name Edward Jenner, he has discovered a vaccine for the smallpox in the year 1798. Okay, so you may have heard about the vaccines like polio drops. Okay, and many different types of vaccines will be there. Even the newspaper and the TV channels also do advertisement related to these vaccines. They can cure many diseases, very bad diseases like polio and chickenpox, tuberculosis, hepatitis. So these vaccines help us in curing all these types of microorganisms. Okay, next in the case comes here in the friendly microorganisms comes the microorganisms which increases the soil fertility. Now how these microorganisms are responsible for increasing soil fertility? You may know that there is 78% of nitrogen present in our atmosphere. So what this microorganism does, it takes the nitrogen from the atmosphere and it fixes into the soil wherever the nitrogen is not available in the soil. Thus, as the soil is enriched with nitrogen, it automatically increases the fertility of the soil. So, the bacteria which fix nitrogen from atmosphere to enrich the soil and increase its fertility, those bacteria are known as biological nitrogen fixers. Okay, so those bacteria are known as biological nitrogen fixers. Next, coming to the last point, cleaning the environment. How these microorganisms can clean our environment? So what does these microbes are nothing but microorganisms. What these microbes do is the vegetable waste or the vegetable waste which is thrown by us into the environment, it decomposes those organic waste and convert them into simple substances, and those simple substances will become a manure to this soil. As it becomes a manure to this soil, the environment will be already cleaned. I hope you understand this video. If there is any doubt regarding this video, please comment me down below, and please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.